Best of 3 between the red Protoss from Alpha X in the top right side. It's already sending 2 probes across the map here. In the bottom left side, we got ourselves a blue Zerg, also fighting for the Alpha Axis. I didn't even say his name yet, did I? ZOUN versus RAGNAROK. You know what? A little bit of improv right there in the introductions. Never hurt anybody, did it? You know there's the emotes, that's lol. But at the same time, that word means penis in Dutch, so it's like, it's like, huh. Lol. Alright, bit of a hatch block right there. I wouldn't be too surprised if this does lead into an adept pressure here from ZOUN. ZOUN absolutely loves this adept pressure. And he's really good at it also. You know what, I think his adept pressure may be better than Zest. Sorry, ZOUN better than Zest with the adept pressure. I said it! I said it. Best Protoss in the world will be ZOUN. One day. We all know it. Well, Estrella will still beat him, of course, but after that, ZOUN straight up there. Okay. So far we're gonna have to just kind of sit here. Kozan with the strong sentences here. Ah, that's right. Sleep deprivation does a lot with a person. I was really excited for this one actually today. I woke up at like 7 and I was like, oh, it's gonna be today. The big group with a lot of Bjorn. A lot of Alpha Axis I like to watch as well. When ZOUN wins the GSL code, S2 will be the best Protoss. Wait, like, doesn't need to, right? Doesn't have to. I mean, if he does lose, we all know why that happens as well. It's, you know, clearly just a bad day for him, that's all. So we get a Void Ray here. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. 2012, was that the last time it was won by... wow. Okay, that's been a long time, hasn't it? Didn't we have the PvP finals at one point as well? To be fair. Are you sure Stats didn't win anything in the meanwhile? Maybe that was like different tournaments. Maybe that wasn't GSL. I'm not entirely certain myself. Alright, so let's see how ZOUN approaches the Void Ray meta. I absolutely love the Void Ray meta, guys. I am absolutely thrilled with the Void Ray meta. It's just so cool to see all the different interpretations of this type of stuff, right? From all these Protoss players, and it all kind of works because, you know, the Zergs are like, alright, what the hell are you doing right now? It leaves them guessing, right? And this is one of the main things for a Protoss player to do. We've always talked about this. Protoss, they have a couple of attack routes they can take, and they you know, it's quite essential for them to kind of keep hidden for their opponents what exactly is going on, and then surprise them kind of with a sudden big switch of tack, or, well, not switch of tack, but just suddenly having some sort of a timing push, or suddenly having a big army of a certain tack that your opponent was not aware of, DTs, anything like that. Catching your opponent off by surprise, that is the main deal for a Protoss, and look at that! Right now, we're seeing one of the other ways of doing this, really. We got the Adept Glaive upgrade coming in, together with the Robo as well, so wonder if this will still be able to pack a good enough punch, considering the amount of investing we're getting here into overall tech. It's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. The Void Race here really trying to clear out all of the scouting information. Ragnarok still attempting to get himself that scouting information as much as possible. Checking to see with those Zerglings now instead of with the Overlords. Because the Overlords already, of course, killed off. Exterminated by the Void Race so far. One single Zergling still. That is, yep, also getting caught out. Does have speed, so he should be able to get away. Another Zergling again here. Yeah, Ragnarok's just like, alright, well. Need to know what you're doing. Still not going to have a great idea overall, so he's still sending in Zerglings. That's kind of funny. Okay, he saw quite a couple of those Adepts right here. Is that going to be enough for him to realize kind of what is happening right now? 2011. Wow, that's a long time ago. Okay, so here we go. We do have 5 Void Rays with a ton of those Adepts as well. It's quite the interesting mix of units. Gonna have to be careful of those Banelings, of course. They are about to be completed. The Void Ray's gonna prioritize the Queens. So a lot of transfusion going down. Target fire of those Void Rays not really particularly all that keen on seeing what's going on there, but the Adepts, great spreading out with the Adepts overall, and it looks like that is gonna, well, prove to be the more important thing to Micro in this case. We'll be able to take care of all the reinforcing Zerglings right now, and the Queens, I mean, they are struggling against this number of Adepts with the Glaives as well. Ragnarok getting, you know what? I hate to say it, but he got quite blindsided there. ZOUN taking game number 1 here. Very well played. Very well played there by ZOUN. Well done, well done. See what happens in game number 2. Game number 2. Death Aura in this best of 3. I feel like I just need a little thing on the, wait, hold up. Ah, well, we'll get it sorted. Okay, there we go. It actually did it now. Hold on the phone for 1 second, guys. Just a quick moment. Let's see. Toop. Trying to do something stream-wise. I guess I can't right now. Alright, well, that's a shame. Alright, there we go. Screw it. Going into the game. Here we are. Here we are. Put a point on the board for that Red Protoss. In the top right side, we got ourselves a blue Zerg player fighting for Alpha X. Ragnarok. The destruction and end times. And, well, he's getting his hatchery blocked right there by this red Protoss in the top left side. Also fighting for Alpha X. Give it up for ZOUN. Okay. Round 2. ZOUN already catching Ragnarok off guard there. That was a very cool attack, by the way, with those Void Rays and the Adepts right there. I mean, the Adepts were just kind of free to do what they wanted to. After, well, to be fair, after spreading out like a crazy Marine King Prime, if he was playing Protoss, pretty much. I'm telling you. ZOUN, one of his best features overall is actually his micro. It is nuts. It is incredibly impressive, and every time I see him going at it with that micro, he really is a bit of a beyond in the making for Protoss overall, I'd say. Also like his strategies as well, right? Also kind of reminds me of Beyond in a way. How he just comes up with the some new stuff now and again. right? Whether it be the Void Ray with the Adept Glaive, or just a different type of Adept Glaive, or... I think we all remember the Adept Glaives with the Void Rays versus Innovation as well, and then the Void Rays just kind of busting open the bunker right there. Really coming up with a clean way of dissecting whatever Innovation was attempting to do. It's going to be another Stargate opening for the time being. For the time being, we know how that goes sometimes. Let's see. By the way, after this match right here, after this best of 3, we will be going into, I believe, Beyond versus Ragnarok. Or maybe Nice versus Ragnarok. It comes down to whether or not Beyond is ready to play, I think. But I would assume that is going to be the case here. 2 Adepts marching out. The power of 2 Adepts, unfathomable. It's really something else. Did you see that there's an Oracle in production afterwards? He did. Okay. Right, it's always nice to know as a Zerg, right? Being able to see that there is, in fact, more air presence coming along. I suppose also that he now knows already. Well, maybe not entirely certain, but if there is an Oracle on the way, then he just shot his own Adept. Oh, that's a shame. Could have gotten another drone there, but it's fine. Gets 4 of them. Pretty good. 5 of them. There we go. Lovely. Were those queens there on purpose? Did he just block that Adept on purpose like that? That would be crazy if that was the case. Wow. Holy smokes, Batman. Would have been nuts. Very impressive if that was the case. I mean, why else would he have his queens there, right? Waiting for the Oracle, maybe? I don't know. Oracle only getting 2 kills so far. Gets shooed away by the Brood Mothers. The brooding Brood Mothers. Breeding larvae as we speak. Again, a lot of scouting attempted here by Ragnarok. Trying to keep tabs on what's happening. And we're seeing a completely different mix-up, right? So, I mean, sure, we went into a single Oracle. I could have still gone into the Void Race with the Adepts afterwards. But instead, what we're seeing here is a Void Race into the Zealot Charge and then the Templar Archive. So, yeah, I think if we were to see another attempt at that same type of pressure, it wouldn't make sense, right, to go for the Zealots instead of just the Adepts. I think the Adepts just always going to give you a bigger advantage in that type of situation over the Zealots because of Banelings. Overall, just a lot harder to manage against those Banelings. And then going into the Templar Archives, I think we're just going to see him try to get into a quick Storm upgrade here. Although that's a lot of gateways. That is a lot of gateways. It could just be Archons as well mixed in here together with the Zealots. Oh no, there is that Storm. Still could be great to add in a couple of Archons though, of course. 3 Zerglings at a time being able to nibble on that Adept right there. Where's the painful thing? Ooh, Oracle. Does manage to escape. Nice, setting off that status trap right there. The Changeling. Good effort trying to keep it hidden, but not going to work out there. Right, so Hydras coming into play as well. Quite a lot of Zerglings here. But that Storm upgrade, a little bit scary. It's coming in close. Coming in hot right now. Already a full High Templar. A couple of sentries as well, apparently. Actually, is that just 1 sentry? It is just 1. Assumes we had more. Assumptions do make an ass out of you, don't they? Proven once again. You're welcome. Keep that in mind next time you try to assume something yourself. There's the Archons. Also mixing in some of the Immortals. I guess the Immortals... not the biggest fan to mix them in already, but it makes sense because the Hydra Ling Baneling army obviously gonna transition... Well, I say obviously, most likely gonna transition into the Lurker attack. And in which case you would love to have yourself some already pre-established Immortals here. There's the fleet beacon. Still think it's good to prioritize the Archons though initially. Alright, Ragnarok realizing that he's not going to break his opponent here. Really, anytime soon. At least not easily. So moves back around into his own theater of this map. It's quite a couple of bangs. Oh, good storms. Already prepared for this. Oh, they're getting close to the probe line, but not managing to get a single one of them, in fact. More storms still available, of course, waiting for those Hydras to try and get close. Another attack, though, on the left side as well. Trying to combat some of those cannons here. Mostly static defense, but seems to be still enough. Quite the hefty setup here for Zerg play. I'm trying to get everything in view, but... I guess the other attack's not coming in just quite yet. There we go. Bit awkward sending them in one at a time, but suppose it still works out quite well. Here we are. There's the Storm doing an alright job at mitigating the amount of movements these Hydras will be able to do moving forwards. The Baneling's really not finding any connections whatsoever so far, huh? It's been quite a nasty sight indeed. Look at that. More of them just go down. These are the first Banelings. They're going to be massive, though, to be fair. I say massive. They, well, I get 9 workers. That's still pretty darn good. This could be trouble here. Okay, more Storm does manage to hit on top of Ragnarok's roof. Ragnarok finally finding some damage here. 12, 13 probes go down. Carriers are now on the field as well, though. This Nexus, in fact, does get destroyed. Putting ZOUN back onto the 3 bases instead of full base versus full base. Immediately does try to recreate it, though, of course. We'll try to get that established. More circling Hydra pressure on both of these sides of the field. Continuously being reinforced by Ragnarok as well. Ragnarok now decides that he will try to get himself into a new tech tree as well. Starting to get the Spire here. Bit surprised he's going for the Spire. I guess it is just for Corruptors against the carriers, right? Makes sense. Makes sense overall. We do have 3 carriers at a time being built after all. Still got a couple of Void Rays and Archons and Storm, I suppose, as well to help out against those Corruptors. Yeah, but Ragnarok... I think Ragnarok just doesn't want to go into the late game with ZOUN here. That's what it seems like to me, right? We're still not seeing an Infestation Pit. Still no attempt to get to the Hive Tech or even any type of Lurk attack, which is where you would want to go if you're trying to get yourself into the late game. It seems with just the Spire... Okay, there is in fact an Infestation Pit now. Maybe Ragnarok starting to doubt whether or not he will be able to get the victory here in the mid-game. Now has to retreat all the way back onto the creep area where he will be able to deal finally with those Zealots. Manages to escape. That's quite the terrifying force though. Did Ragnarok overextend for too long? With too many units, just lose too many. And now ZOUN maybe in an opportunity here to start pushing across. Not sure if he's actually going to go for it, though. Trying to be very careful not to have his army just sitting somewhere as he's not paying attention to it. Especially if it's above creep. Need to be very quick with the reaction on those storms. They basically need to be instant, so... When he was busy with the War Prism on the other side, quickly moving backwards now, continuing forwards. Couple of Zealots on the right side, causing a lot of those Hydras actually to open up the doors for the units on the left. And they do find themselves quite the juicy connection here. Right on top of this, what is it, the third base. Actually, it was the second base, wasn't it? That's why it's so almost mined out right now. More so than the natural location. Here we go, more storms to... Carriers are in trouble, perhaps, with those Corruptors coming in. Those Storms as well. I mean, they are in a bit of a weird spot right now. The Carriers actually do manage to stay alive against those Corruptors, so they will still have a foothold here. Now targeting down the Hydras. Also getting the Hydras, not losing one of those Carriers anymore. And this is without air weapon upgrades as well, guys. That is ridiculous. I thought the Hydras would win that for sure. But... together with those Corruptors as well. Not going to be the case here. Now, ZOUN did invest a massive part of his army in order to try and get that to work. Was it worth it? Getting a base that was almost mined out anyway. I guess he did put Ragnarok in a very tough position as well. You can clearly see him struggle getting back to a good supply. And the army supply for ZOUN here just overall... looming over that of Ragnarok, which is never a good sight. Ooh, there we go. Oh, that's well done. That's well done. Not losing the High Templar to the Banelings unnecessarily. Well, I guess kind of in a way, but not entirely. Still being able to push forwards here. These Hydras, they are not plentiful in numbers. They may actually let another base fall here. We don't have that many Interceptors left, though, so maybe with a good reinforcements of Hydras, but nah, it's not gonna happen. Already tapping out here. GG